In our last lesson, we started looking at monitoring comprehension. Our focus for today will be on monitoring for meaning. Remember, monitor means to check for comprehension or understanding. In other words, readers need to be aware of when they stop understanding. Reading is not a passive process. Passive readers are bored. They just read words on a page. They are more concerned about finishing their reading quickly. They can't even tell when they make a mistake. Reading is an active thinking process. Active readers are always engaged with the text. They are always thinking. They ask themselves questions. They notice when something goes wrong. They pause and reread the text. For some readers, self-monitoring comes easily and they do it without even realizing. But for others, it is a skill that is a bit more difficult and takes a lot of practice. Monitoring for meaning occurs when students learn to listen to their inner voice as they read. When students are listening to this inner voice, they are able to immediately notice when their reading does not make sense. An important strategy needed for monitoring meaning is self-questioning. Self-questioning, as the name suggests, is where students ask themselves questions about what they are reading. Students may ask clarifying questions if they need to clarify something while reading. Students may also ask wondering questions if they are curious about something while reading. As students read, they may ask themselves, does this make sense? I wonder what will happen next. I wonder what does this word mean? What's happening with this character? I wonder how will this problem be solved? Here is an example of a student asking clarifying questions and having other inner conversations while reading when he realizes what he is reading does not seem to make sense.
How are mountains formed? Some mountains are formed from lava, while other mountains are formed when the plates under the Earth's surface crash together and push up the land. Either way, mountains are formed over many, many years. Plates? Does that make sense? What are plates doing under the Earth's surface? Let me read that again.
Have you noticed what happened when the student came to the word plates in the paragraph? He realized that the word was not used in a familiar way in which he is accustomed to. It was evident that the student was not aware that plate had another meaning other than for use in the kitchen. The reader noticed that there was a problem and that he has stopped understanding. Now he must fix the problem using his fix-up strategies. Because the reader has stopped understanding, he may want to read over, continue reading to the end of the sentence or paragraph to see if the meaning would be explained. He may also want to check a dictionary or ask somebody for help. He may also go back to the title to confirm what the passage is about. Here is another example. This time, the student is asking wondering questions because she is curious about what is happening in the text. This tells us that she is understanding what she is reading.
How are islands formed? Islands are areas of land surrounded by water on all sides. They can be formed by underwater volcanoes. The lava builds up over time and eventually breaks the surface of the ocean. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder if I live on an island too. I wonder if Kikanjani erupts, will there be an island formed?
Notice how the reader is engaged with the text and is very curious. Her questions and inner conversations at the end show that she is understanding what she is reading. In this final example, observe how the reader ignores her punctuation marks and races to the end of the passage. When she is finished, she did not understand the passage and cannot remember what was read. What are deserts? Deserts are another type of landforms. They are large areas of land that do not receive a lot of rainfall. They can be very hot during the day and very cold at night. It is difficult for many plants and animals to live in deserts. This is a passive reader who has not yet learned how to monitor her comprehension. She needs to learn how to listen to her reading to check for comprehension. She needs to slow down and use her punctuation marks. Finally, this reader should learn how to pause and ask clarifying questions before, during, and after reading. So remember, good readers monitor their comprehension by asking themselves questions while reading. Your teachers will continue to give you additional practice in monitoring for meaning. As they read to you, they would pretend to make mistakes and use fix-up strategies to show you how it should be done. My name is Natalie Pear, and as usual, it has been my pleasure. If you like this video, do not keep it to yourself. Please share to help other students just like you. For more literacy tips and tricks, tune in again next time to my channel, or you can subscribe so you won't miss another edition.